Hello, welcome again to What's in My Kitchen. Okay, so look at the munchies, and I look in my fridge, and wow, there's like hardly anything. Like they say, there's no food, but there's lots of ingredients. So I want to cook something really quick, and I saw that there was like some apples in there. I was like, I love pink lady apples; they're awesome. But then I'd have to like cook them if I want to put them in anything. So I'm looking around, and I did find something that I really love. It's these things. They're like crescent roll doohickey things. I buy the cheap brand, and you can make a lot of different things with these. So here's the cool part. I also noticed that I have these little pie things that I bought that actually were not that good, and nobody liked them. So that's why I have so many of them left. So I realized we do like the filling that's in the little pies. The thing we don't like about them is that the crust is like all thick and yucky and dry and boring, and it really makes the pie not worth eating. So nobody ate them. So I realized the filling is really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the filling out of these little stupid pies, and I'm going to put it in the crescent roll doohickeys, and then I'm going to roll them up, and I'm going to cook them with the stupid filling inside. So, that way I get these really delicious roll thingies, and I didn't have to make the sweet stuff in the middle. Let's see how that works out. Okay, so what I have to do first is I take an ordinary spoon. Woohoo! This one was actually clean when I started. And then I scoop out the inside of the little pie, like so. And of course, I'm doing it one-handed right now, so it's not going to work. It's going to make me look like I'm an idiot. Well, yeah, that's not that hard to do. Anyway, you get the idea. Stupid thing. Anyway, you scoop it out, and then you just put it on this crescent roll thing. And then you roll it up. And of course, it's not going to come off because it's really super sticky. And really, I need two hands to do this. I can't do this with one hand. So I'm going to have to put this on pause, or I don't know if maybe I can prop it up or something. We'll look and see. Okay? So, okay, this looks like you can see pretty good. Okay, so then I take one of these goofy little pies. You see how thick that crust is? And this is like the most boring crust ever made. It's like, I don't know, made with oil or something. It's not flaky. It's not sweet. It's not even slightly salty. It's just like, blah, the most boring thing ever. So I stick my spoon in there, and I scrape out all the gooey stuff. This is good stuff. It's really good. Oh my god. Don't want to miss any of those pecans. This is the only time I like pecans in anything, is pecan pie, because there's so much corn syrup in it. How can you not like that? Nah. So then I put it on this, I don't know what the hell you call these things before you roll them up. Crescent pre-roll? I don't know, whatever. It's the doughy thing that pretends to be bread, but actually it's just sort of modified biscuit dough. I never use this stuff for anything but really cheap, crappy desserts because, like I said, it's not really pie crust. It's certainly not bread. It's just sort of modified biscuit dough, but it's not really even like a proper biscuit, because I'm from Georgia and I know how to make a proper biscuit, and this ain't it. But you know, it's just like a little pass for like some cheap and quick thingy you want to make, dessert, I don't know, breakfast, whatever you want to pretend to yourself, because really it's just a really fun dessert. So then I put all that jazz inside, and of course smear it up a little bit, not all the way because it's going to come out on the sides anyway when you roll it up. And then just take it and roll as directed. And you don't try to make it tight. I don't understand why people do that. The whole thing's going to like poof up and expand in the oven. So if you make it tight, it's just messing with like the whole physics of the thing. See, I have a big vocabulary. I say things like thing. Anyway, then we take it and we put it on here. And as you can see, I already have the rest of them already made. These are all pecan. But as you can also see, I have cherry in addition to pecan. So I'll be making my next batch as cherry. And you get to come back when that's time. Damn it, I put my oven too high because, like most people, I read the label and then I promptly put the label down and did all this stuff. And then I was like, oh crap, I should check. Because like double checking is the right thing to do. And then I double check. And of course, I put my oven on the wrong setting because duh. Isn't that what we always do? And I'm not apologizing for my kitchen, as I've said before. This is actually a slightly clean version of what it usually looks like. But I have grown boys who live here, and one of them is his job to clean the kitchen. So I don't do that jazz. I do all the important cleaning. So if my kitchen looks like hell, you get to blame the boy. And when he gets back from his job, he gets to do that. Poof. See, I don't know what you call these. In fact, I should probably do a poll or something. What things are called. I call them WOP biscuits. Although I've heard them called counter biscuits. In my family, we call them WOP biscuits because what you're supposed to do is whop them on the counter and go bop, and it goes whop, and then it opens. Isn't that fun? Anyway, you get to come back when these are cherry. Also, I use parchment paper whenever I'm baking. That is, when I can afford to buy parchment paper because it's not that cheap. Because, frankly, I am forgetful. So when I bake stuff, I never can remember whether I was supposed to, grease the pan or not. But when you use parchment paper, it doesn't matter. Because if you have to grease it, parchment paper works even better than greasing. If you don't have to grease it, parchment paper doesn't hurt anything. So that's just kind of my lazy way of it doesn't matter what I do. I just use parchment paper. Like I said, we're going to afford it. I'm going to let you watch when I do one of the cherry ones. Because this thing is super weird. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my god, this whole place is such a mess. Alright. So, if you've never done this before, it has these, perforations here. I don't know if you can see. Yes, those are perforations. And because each one comes out in, kind of a sheet of 2. So, you pull along the perforations. It helps if you do it in kind of a sharp manner, real quick. Otherwise, it's just going to stretch and look stupid. Then we get a sheet, as you can see. Pop this baby over there. More perforations. Pop. Like that. Try not to stretch the tip because then you end up with this thing that's woo, all the way up there. And it looks ridiculous. And then when you're rolling it, you kind of get irritated. Or, well, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to grab some cherry stuff. This lovely, stupid pie. Golly, I can't believe anybody thinks that is a pie. And of course the crust breaks because it's dry and crappy. But hey, that cherry stuff is good. So I'm going to make only a couple of the cherry ones because the cherry stuff is kind of dried. So I don't think it's going to be all that good. And it just so happens that I have blackberry jam. So I'm going to make a few with blackberry jam because that's tasty. The other way I've made them is with maple syrup. And let me tell you, that makes a huge mess when you pour the maple syrup on there. And you just pour it in there. And it's freaking delicious as hell. But wow, it makes a huge sticky mess all over your hands, all over your counter, all over the parchment, blah, blah, blah. It is kind of, you have to decide if it's worth it. Because I think sometimes it is. Other times I'm like, man, I am so not into cleaning up that much maple syrup. But man, it's so good after you do it. Okay, this cherry stuff is horrible. Oh my god. Yeah, it got a little too dried out. I think these pies have been sitting in there for a couple of days, so yeah, no. I mean, they're still perfectly good. They are preserves. They call preserves for a reason, you know. But I don't feel like messing with it. It's what a pain in the ass. All right, so this first one's cherry, indeed. Yes, I sound like a juggalo when I'm baking. I think I'm going to do the other one cherry just because I already started the stupid thing. But I think then I'm going to go get some blackberry jam and do the other ones with blackberry because, wow, that's so tasty. See, there's this brand that makes blackberry jam, and it says natural on it. I don't know what that even means anymore, but whoa, it is the tastiest blackberry jam you ever had. It is so flipping good. So, one of my favorite desserts, haha. See, I'm honest. I just go ahead and call it a dessert. Is some, a roll or a biscuit with blackberry jam, tons and tons of it. Because, man, when you put as much blackberry jam on jazz as I do, might as well just say it's a dessert, because that's what the hell it is. Hey, wow, man, I don't know if you can see this. It's there's one piece of cherry on there. The rest is all little bits of apple. So, you stupid thing. So, it is only technically cherry. I don't even know if it's technically cherry, with one stupid cherry in it, and the rest are clearly apple pieces. But you know what? That's alright. Apple takes on whatever flavor you put it in. So, in fact, a lot of stupid, like, cherry-flavored things in the pre-baked world are actually apple with cherry flavor. I'm used to that. That's what Pop-Tarts are. I bet you didn't know that. Pop-Tarts, cherry-flavored Pop-Tarts, are actually apples that are flavored with cherry. Yep. Surprise! Alright, I'm gonna go get the blackberry jam. Okay, so I got the blackberry jam. And I'm gonna do the other 4, I guess it is. I don't really know. 4, 6? I don't know. I've done this tons of times. You think I know by now, but man, I just don't remember shit like I used to. That's what happens when you get old and 50 and all that jazz. Oh man, see? I pulled on it and now it's got this big long tail thing. Whatever, who cares? And then I grabbed the blackberry jam. This is what it looks like. It is so flippin' tasty. You would not believe how good this is. But sadly, yes, it has seeds in it. And I use a nice, generous portion. Yes. Because it's totally worth it. Oh, man. Wait till you taste this. Well, you don't get to taste it. Har. I do. But you should try it. Because it really, it will change your life, this blackberry jam. I swear to you. Anyway. As you can see, I guess I'm getting kind of boring at this point. So I'm just rolling it up like I told you I would. I'm going to cover it all up. Roll it up. And yeah, maybe I was a little too generous. If it starts squeezing out, fuck it, man. Just let it squeeze out. Like I said, I use the paper. So the paper keeps the whatever sugar stuff you use from like fucking up your pan. Because that's what's going to happen in the oven. The sugar is going to burn and it's going to get stuck to the pan. And then you'll never scrape it off for the next like 10 years. So if you use the paper, then that doesn't have to happen. I'll bring you back when they're done. Oh, you know, in case you're wondering, like, how it is that, like, this is anything all that brilliant, that I was using these little pies to fill up the little rolls things. The whole point was that I bought these because they were $1. You know? So I figured, hey, how can you go wrong with $1? And see, that's my whole philosophy. If I can get it super cheap, I totally get it. And if it's no good, a lot of times I can use it in something else. Okay, so they're out of the oven. Check that shiz out. Isn't that good? Ooh, they look so lovely. And here's the best part. Using the paper. Stop. Using the paper. Grab one end. Pull them right off. Boom. None of that scraping and messing with it jazz. Aren't they nice? So, these how they look. Well, they're a little overdone because I didn't set a timer because I'm totally spaz and lazy about that sort of thing. So, I tend to just take a look because frankly, the directions on the can, that's for just like when you make croissants or crescents. They're not really for when you put other things in them like I do. So the timing might be a little different. So I like to just put them in and go check them every 5-6 minutes. Usually they're done in like 10 to 12, depending. And I gotta check them. This one seems reasonably sturdy. So probably in about 5 more minutes I will take a bite. And that's what's in my kitchen. Bye.